Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. So the first card you have, Gemini, is So Shan Jing, and further says the mystic of peace. It says, I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. That's an amazing energy out here for you, Gemini, because your third house, your your third house of communication, of learning, of processing, a lot of communication, talking to people, being busy, being a busy bird. So this is stressing the need to take intentional pauses in your life, because those pauses not only allow you to just recover from any burnout, any physical burnout or mental burnout, but it also allows you to listen to yourself, your wishes, your heart, your brain. There's a silent communication between your heart and brain when you take that intentional pause. And those are moments of clarity of which way we want to go. What is our heart wanting? It connects a lot of dots. It allows us to, especially when we're trying to make big decisions, we're trying to make career moves or trying to enroll into colleges, we want to feel what our, internal GPS is guiding us to do. So I feel that for you, like having like a meditation ritual or a something that you journal, journaling routine where you can write down your thoughts, because sometimes we don't remember everything that comes to our heart and mind. So if you are able to write it down, and it really helps later on to put things into perspective. This will also allow you to feel at ease, to listen to your inner voice, to feel grounded in your emotions, to align your heart, mind, and soul with your path that you're meant to walk on. When you're in silence, you can look beyond the surface. You can see things beyond the surface. You can choose the projects and partnerships that actually align with your heart, mind, and soul, not just for their bling or for their glitter. So it actually opens up a lot of perspectives. It gives us a lot of clarity. So meditation is it's getting really very popular, especially with daily rituals, and also mindfulness-based practices. There's mindfulness, there's heartfulness. I don't know if you know about a practice called mindfulness-based stress reduction. I don't remember who was the founder of it, but I had read about it and I had practiced it as well, and I still do. It's like when you're still, they were actually trying to back these meditative practices by seeing the scientific effects. So it's like integrating these mindfulness practices, meditation, with science-backed proof that how much our brain, our body needs meditation and silence and retreats, periodical pauses, which is backed by scientific data. So for those of you who are in the media, we're constantly at work, communicating, listening to so many people, and we're talking to so many people, we get so many opinions that our own voice, our own heart and soul kind of blends in with other people's opinion. But when we take a break from that chatter, that external noise, and we actually calm ourselves down and listen to our own voice, then we'll be able to filter out external opinion from our internal desires. And those are breakthrough moments. So those are moments of clarity which guide our movement forward. The next card you have, Gemini, is Such Laugh, and it says further, Angel of Verdancy. Now, if you see the picture, it sounds really like a typical angel picture, right? This is like a tree which has roots. And then there is this green root which is happening on top of this tree. And then the face looks like a dragon. Dragon is for growth, prosperity, success. This is, and if you see the mountains, they're green. Who can stop the growth of the forest and the greens in the forest? So this is that energy. It's not like an angel, like the typical angel. This is an energy of growth, of vitality, of our life force, of our prana, right? So something out here is renewed for you, whether it's your health, it's a project, it's a regeneration. Maybe you are doing DIY projects and reclaiming the older things that you have. This could be like a subject that you were reading before, but you stopped, or habit that you stopped practicing and things like that. But at this point in time, Gemini, this is about reclaiming yourself or reclaiming something. It's just like, when older buildings, when they're abandoned, what happens? Vines and greens and weeds, everything starts growing over them, right? Because it's nature. Nature will grow. Nature reclaims back its space from that building. So it's that kind of an energy over here. So for you, you actually might be into landscaping and growing greens, or environment projects or something like that. You might be mowing your lawns and in that energy. But because this is uncontrolled growth, which means that, things are just happening all over the place. You could be in that energy of being all over the place, like a restless kind of thing, where you want to grow, expand, do this, do that, and do 100 things at the same time. And this could be like reclaiming, renewing something, whether it's renewing your relationships, healing your relationships to communication. It could be, this is also like, when there is so much of growth, like when the greens grow, when the plants grow, when the vines on the walls grow uncontrollably and we have not pruned them or trimmed them, we can actually shape them into whatever we want. There's so many shapes that we can make out of it. So, and that when we prune it, when we trim it, it looks even more beautiful. So it's the energy where you turn that chaotic chaos, all around chaos, into something beautiful. Channel it into something beautiful. Whether it's about scattering your energies, maybe you're working on 100 things. So right now, if you trim all those projects out and focus on just a few that actually make a difference in your life, that actually add value or matter to you the most, those are the seeds or projects that you need to focus on or take care of, nurture, and you will see a huge amount of growth in those areas. But for some of you, actually, this could be gardening and something to do with nature. Maybe you want to spend time outside with nature, or you're doing something creative outside, or painting trees, or painting, natural, we call scenes. I've seen a lot of paintings that have water and shapes and plants and people walking through, pathways in the woods. Sorry about that. You might be into those kind of artsy things. This could also be, this could also be about, this could also be taking care of the environment in the sense that there is new efforts for planting trees for the next generations. That's this energy of Sachla, right? Where the land is exclusively given for creating parks, for creating green spaces, for creating forests. So any land which is not used in a good way or has no use is now used for forestation back again, right? For climate changes, to support climate changes, to support the environment. And it's also, these days you'll find greens, plants everywhere on rooftops, inside the restaurants. It's called the urban gardens. You can grow herbs, tomatoes on inside the pots, and you can do gardening as well. You can do planting of vegetables, grow your own vegetables and things like that. So a lot of greens, herbals, you might be incorporating a lot of greens in your food, maybe a lot of herbal. You are also could be growing a lot of plants indoor, or you might be taking, you might be into creating environment-friendly habits, like not using plastic or using brown bags or, using plant-based things, just in terms of, balancing out your environment and your own habits so that we're not destroying the planet anymore. This could also be focusing on your health, renewing your health, but by, eating that it's greens that actually nourish your body. You could be taking care of your health by starting some exercises or some wellness programs. This could also be some projects that are about, about self and beauty, renewal, energy, herbalism, and things like that. But a lot of green over here is coming through. This can also be that you're taking some time to heal yourself. Maybe you're so tired and exhausted and you want to just, redo your health habits. Maybe drink a lot of water or go for walks morning and night. And when you do that consistently, when you nurture yourself in that way, you'll see huge changes in your energy levels. So that kind of a vibe, for some of you, you might be actually participating in community gardens, because I've seen that movement a lot where abandoned lands and, barren spaces that are just lying idle are actually used for community gardens, which not only promote, greens or growing your own vegetables, also bringing the community together. And then you're eating organic stuff from your own farm. Some of you can also be into a lot of green energy, which means that tapping into solar power panels or, there's windmills. Maybe you are shifting up your electricity to tap into more natural resources. Like there's wind that can power homes. There's solar that power homes. You could also be reading or teaching about herbs and flora and fauna or biology. The next card you have, Gemini, is number 31, and it says believe. It further says strange encounters. So the number 3, 1, and 4 are coming to prominent with this energy. And if you see the bag there, if you see the picture, there is a unicorn. Of course, that's the most unique creature, right? The most surreal creature. Then there is illusions at the back where the black and white checks are creating a certain kind of illusion, and you would have seen those kind of checks creating illusionary images. I'm sure all of us have seen, like, focus your eye on this and circles going around and you'll see actually color sheening and things like that, right? Those are surreal things. Now you see this person over here, she is looking at something like non-stop. She's like, seriously, is that for real? So it's like she's very curious, like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? So that's what this energy is about. Believe what you're seeing, Stay curious, because you never know what's coming next. It could feel surreal, but it is for real. So stay curious, stay observant, keep an eye out for, things. Don't daydream or don't sleep with your open eyes. Stay open-minded as well, because this is a time where you will receive a lot of messages from the universe. And that's called, those strange encounters are called synchronicities. So you will get these synchronicities, whether it's meeting people that you did not expect, or talking to people that actually give you ideas that you did not expect. Watching movies or listening to songs, again, that will influence you in big and small. It could influence you in any way. So inspirations are coming out of nowhere, out of places, things, people that you were like, oh, what? Really? I did not expect that, So those kind of odd situations or encounters that were completely unexpected, came out of nowhere. Those are moments that will change things for you, that will shift things, that will shake things, that will transform things. So that's what this energy is all about. it's like when we're sitting on a train and we talk to strangers and, something clicks inside of us. Maybe they share a story. Maybe they share a personal experience. Who knows? And that will change or that will resonate for us. So, these synchronicities are nothing but what I had read once was that these are, our subconscious thoughts. But it's just that, we don't believe it when these images come to us, these flashes of images. We don't believe it. We just brush it off. But when somebody actually comes and reflects the same thought to us, then it starts to make more sense. It's very human-like. So that's what it is, like, just like, Alice in Wonderland. For those of you who have seen that movie, she keeps growing and shrinking. It's actually not her that's doing that, right? It's a problem that she has. It's a neurological problem that she has. I think it's called Alice in Wonderland syndrome or something like that. So that's the syndrome that Alice in Wonderland had, when she was singing. And if you remember the song, Curiouser and Curiouser, what does it mean? Where am I going? Where have I been? That's the kind of question she asks her because she's not able to find the answers. She says, each time I ask the question, why, there's no reply. The world makes me curiouser, she says. And, I can sing the whole song literally, but I won't because I do, because I'm going to ruin this otherwise. And yeah, I really like when she asked, that song makes so much sense now. Curiouser, she says, the world makes me curiouser. I have so many dreams that come and go. Why is it so? She asks, does anybody know? And the fact that she's growing and shrinking and things like that, so whatever she sees is it's her perception because of that syndrome. So it's the same thing with us. How we see things actually changes how we act on it, right? It shifts our destiny, it shifts our reality. And also, I have, if for those, for those of you who read a lot of neuroscience books are interested in that, you have probably read that even scientific breakthroughs, like from scientists that have been working or people that are working in creating medicines and vaccines and things like that, they just sometimes will get these flashes, they're coming from they're just sitting somewhere, having their lunch or meal or just lying down, and suddenly they will get some idea, some flash, and there you go, that's their answers. So that kind of energy is going to play out for you. Random ideas that will shape into projects, just like what Twitter now, the portal, for those of you that know about it. Do you know how it came about? The co-founder, which is Jack Patrick, for those of you know, he was just like, he's just talking to people. And he was just like joking in a meeting session that, what if, there was some place we could just, tweet our updates. So it was just a casual conversation and see what became of it. So these are the entries that are playing out for you right now, Gemini. So be aware, be alert, and pay attention. Be present wherever you are, mentally, physically, everything, emotionally as well. It might be that you're just talking to somebody on the phone, or you're having these online video conferences and you notice something in the background, or you notice, something that will connect the dots, that will create something out of it. Or some of you might be actually interested in subjects that you have not explored before. Maybe you're into fiction, maybe into surreal things, magic or psychology, actually parapsychology or things like that. But if you do happen to have these weird coincidences, as they call synchronicities, they will feel meaningful to you. They will feel like they have been sent to you for a reason. So don't brush them off. Pay attention to it and start exploring it. Because these kind of energies play out in our daily lives. I remember once I took a train and I got off at the wrong stop. And there was, a local artisan festival, which I didn't even know about. And then, I got a chance to visit it the next time. So these are meaningful coincidences that will lead to something more purposeful. And for the most part, these will come from unexpected places or people or situations. And the last card for today you have, Gemini, is the Ten of Cups, and it says success. Absolutely success in every way. Whether it's in relationships or whether it's in project, at work, or just, celebrating together as a community. So for you, this is like your heart is full right now, Gemini. You might be reuniting with family, planning reunions, or you might be, happy with your business partnerships or your office partnerships, or you might be just happy with where you are living in the neighborhood and community. Maybe you have community events, because there's a lot of community day events that people plan now to come together, have a meal together. There's just, singing going on, or some kind of local market where people just come together and share their skills and crafts. So this could also be that you have completed projects that were dear to you, and now it's time to celebrate, right? So this is just like happiness at all levels. This is next level happiness, opening your heart to love. Maybe some of you, are meeting your childhood buddies, or you're meeting your college friends, or people that you worked with in the past, long time ago. And, when you meet and you reconnect, you feel like, no, we will never separate. It's like, oh, we will never separate. Oh, seriously, we were like, you can pick off, or you can pick up where you left off. So you can restart those friendships or, those connections all over again. Now, and it never felt like you were away. So deeply touching initiatives, whether it's, whatever brings you happiness, whether it's your health, whether it's your people, community, you're having some community project, maybe wellness projects, or maybe you're doing charity, or maybe you are opening your heart back up again to celebrating yourself, celebrating how far you have come. Maybe you have finished your education, or you have published something, or you have revisited some collection that you forgot about. This could be reconnections and new people meetups, or this could be celebrating friendships and just being thankful for everything that you have, Gemini, and when you express gratitude, when you say thanks, that's the 10 of Cups moment, when you feel so satisfied, in relations and connections, and people that celebrate you, that remember your birthdays, that call you, that look after you. So it's a great time for, connecting with people at all levels, connecting with yourself and your accomplishments, and just feeling happy emotionally. So great energy out here, Gemini. And these being general energies, these will play out differently in your life. So let me know how these energies play out in yours. And hope you enjoyed your messages. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content. And I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.